If you have ever thought about switching to non-toxic makeup and beauty products that don't contain cancer-causing, hormone-disrupting chemicals, but you're afraid you're going to have to compromise on performance or you don't know where to start, stick around because I am here with Alison Walker today to give you all the best insider tips and tricks. Hi, I'm Dana LaVoie, an acupuncturist, herbalist, and founder of Menopause Basics, who helps women feel amazing during menopause and beyond using natural remedies like diet, lifestyle, and herbs. And today we're talking about lifestyle. Part of what I teach is the importance of using skincare products that do not contain hormone disrupting chemicals. And I am so excited to have Alison Walker here with me today, who is a clean beauty expert. She's an esthetician who does all organic facials. And she is going to share with us how to get started with clean beauty and some amazing tips and tricks for getting incredible performance out of these products. So welcome, Alison.
Thank you, Dana.
How are you doing today?
Great, thank you.
Good. So, Alison, why is taking care of our skin so important?
So, first of all, our skin is the largest organ on our body and it has a function, and that is to take in nutrients and to release toxins. It's covered in pores, it breathes, and I think people don't think of it on a conscious level what the function is and how we would use that in a day-to-day environment.
Yeah. So, what are some of the common mistakes that women make with skincare that impair the skin functioning as a healthy organ?
Well, the skin needs to breathe. So I think covering it up with a barrier that isn't going to allow it to breathe, such as mineral oil, is very common in drugstore products, cleansers, creams, etc. It's a byproduct of gasoline and it creates a barrier. It's comedogenic and it just does not allow the skin to breathe. So that's one of my number one issues with an ingredient would be mineral oil.
So, what would you say are the top 3 ingredients to avoid in your skincare?
Well, like I mentioned before, mineral oil is number one. It was the first product. It was the first ingredient I found to be that I was allergic to. I would have a reaction to it, and so I started doing research on mineral oil. And again, it creates a barrier on the skin. It's comedogenic. It doesn't allow your skin to breathe. So water isn't getting in from the atmosphere or coming out. So it's
totally blocked.
It's totally blocked.
Now, will it appear on the label as mineral oil or does it have other names? It'll say mineral oil.
It will say mineral oil. Sometimes in parentheses it'll say USP, which means a finer grade. Okay. It's a very inexpensive ingredient and a byproduct of gasoline. It's petroleum.
So is petrolatum, is that the same thing?
Petrolatum is a form of it.
Okay, so mineral oil or petrolatum, number
petroleum. Anytime you see petroleum in your ingredient list, I would avoid it.
Not good. Okay, and what are your other top ingredients to avoid?
Isopropyl alcohol, and I see this a lot in toners.
Yeah, all the time.
And actually in some cleansers and some top name brands that you would get at the department store. It's so if you think when you go in for an inoculation or a shot, they'll use a little swab of isopropyl alcohol, and that it kills the bacteria around it before they inject the needle into your arm, which is great. It's clean, it's sanitary. But what they found out is just a little amount of isopropyl alcohol going on your skin travels through your body and actually harms your gut flora. Wow. And we all know how important probiotics are in keeping our gut floral in health, because when it is not doing well, that just it makes you so much more susceptible to parasites and cancers, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. So isopropyl alcohol, is it actually bad for your skin as well in terms of like the skin where it's being applied?
It's very drying.
Okay.
It's very drying.
Okay, so it's just not part of a good
It's
skincare
not.
routine.
Yes,
Not
yes.
even just for your stomach,
Yes.
but for your skin too. I
Yes.
think your skin has a flora on it as well. There's like probiotics that live in the mantle of your skin that are beneficial, right?
Absolutely.
And it probably kills all of those.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like tilling the earth. So you really want to keep it very even, your pH level even. So
Right.
isopropyl alcohol would definitely contribute to your pH being.
Yeah. Okay. And any other top ingredients to avoid?
Methylparabens,
right.
and it would appear like that on the label. They are absolute endocrine disruptors. So it's going to create an imbalance with your hormones, specifically estrogen. It's a preservative, it's cheap. And it's in so much. Fortunately, the public is becoming more aware of parabens in cosmetics, and you'll often see on the label paraben free. So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's a
that's
very
great
good thing.
to look for. Okay.
Yes.
So mineral oil,
Mineral oil, isopropyl
alcohol, and parabens.
and parabens.
At the very least, you want to avoid those.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to jump into the best part. This is my favorite part. And I
Okay.
know you have a couple of specific tips for women who are ready to get started with natural products.
Yes.
What are some of the things that they maybe don't know, that like just a couple of simple techniques that are the most important things to start doing, and exactly how to do them right?
Okay. So, first of all, I would highly recommend washing your face every night before going to bed. Extremely important.
Even if you don't wear makeup?
Even if you do not wear makeup.
Okay.
There's pollutants in the air. And again, the skin breathes. So we are taking in all the pollutants around us. We're filming in Eugene. We have wildfires going on around us right now, and it's a toxic environment.
Yeah.
So, and if you just are a little bit confused about what kind of cleanser to use, you don't know if you're too dry, too oily, what is going on, and you're not able to have an assessment with somebody, or you can't figure it out on your own, I highly recommend coconut oil. Coconut oil is inexpensive. I, of course, would go for an organic brand. It has a nice slip to it, and I just take a dollop of it and warm it in my hands. It gets very oily, and massage your face with that. Then I would follow up with a very, very warm cloth to remove all the impurities, and you're going to be left feeling soft and cleansed.
So this is actually the best way to get makeup, environmental pollutants. The best way to actually deep clean your face at the end of the day is not with soap,
No.
but with oil.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you just kind of, it's massaging action, working the oil into your skin. It really deep cleans your pores better than even soap, right?
I believe that to be true.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
And then the second step is to use a warm cloth. So it's wet, right?
It's a wet, warm, run out really well.
Wet it with hot water, wring it out. And then are you massaging with that, or just kind of wiping the oil and the dirt away?
You're just wiping the oil and dirt away.
Okay. So massage the oil in, and then wipe it away with a warm, wet cloth.
Correct.
And then you're done. You don't have to wash the oil off. You're done. You're clean.
You've washed the oil off.
Fantastic. And you can take off all your makeup, even your eye makeup.
Absolutely.
This way too,
it's
right?
perfect for eye makeup.
Yeah.
So it's not going to sting or irritate also. So
Okay, great. So first of all, don't wash your face with soap.
do not wash your
Insider
face.
tip that you might not have known.
Insider tip.
And this is even for oily skin.
Yes.
Yes, oil cleansing.
Yes, oil cleansing.
Okay, fantastic. So there you go. And what's the other insider tip that you wanted to share with us today?
Well, as far in your morning routine, some people opt not to cleanse if they've cleansed the night before, and really over cleansing can be a problem. So I don't cleanse in the morning. So I would use like a hydrosol, which is a spray. And this one is a beautiful Evan Healy hydrosol, which means it's extracted from the plant. It's the plant water. It's the life of the plant. This one happens to be rose petal. And the other product I have is a beautiful oil serum. This is a rose hip treatment serum. And so what you do is I would spritz on the face with the hydrosol, and then put a couple spritz in the hand and a pump of the serum, and you mix these together. And a lot of people think oil and water, how do they mix? They actually mix quite well. And the water helps deliver that oil to our skin. If we just put the oil on our skin,
Right.
it's just going on our skin.
Sits on the surface.
The oil helps penetrate deeper. It's changing the molecular structure of it, really.
Yeah. So cool. So in the evening after the oil cleansing, are you moisturizing then?
I don't moisturize in the evening.
Okay.
I allow the skin to breathe at night when I sleep.
So just oil cleansing and leaving it alone.
Correct.
What if you have really dry skin, or you have like a area where you're trying to target wrinkles still? Just let it breathe.
I believe to let it breathe. I think that everyone is going to come up with their own routine, and I don't think there are rules to anything. So if somebody feels that they really want to target a specific area because of eczema or which does happen, dry flaky patches, especially during the winter, then definitely, like, even shea butter is great for that. That's a really thick cream.
Yeah.
Pure shea butter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But basically oil cleansing at night, and then moisturizing, not with a moisturizing cream, but with a mix of oil and water in the morning.
Yes.
That is like a great basic skincare routine using natural products.
Very basic.
And I think that this thing about how to properly use oil and water together so that it really penetrates into the skin is so important. So basically you spritz your skin a few times, and then you spritz into your hand.
Yes.
And you add the oil to that little puddle of toner. Mix it together,
And
then just press it
press in.
into your skin, and that is the proper way. And your skin is still damp from having just sprayed it, and that's how you use oil and water.
And you could spray again.
Right at the end, you could spray again.
Yeah.
And this really, from what I've heard, this type of moisturization penetrates deep into all the layers of your skin.
Yes.
So it's amazing moisturization. Your skin can still breathe. It's protected from the day.
Yes.
Perfect priming for your makeup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. How often would you recommend putting exfoliation into this skincare routine?
So I think, again, that depends on your skin type. Some people have a very rapid cell turnover, meaning that their skin, the surface, the dead skin cells that are going to naturally leave, that it happens at a quicker rate. Some people are very slow with it.
Okay.
So I believe that you kind of, again, you need to have a relationship with your skin and know where you fall into line or be assessed on that. But usually about once to twice a week.
Okay.
You don't want to overdo it unless you really have.
But once a week would be safe for almost
Once
everybody.
a week, I think, is absolutely safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once a week exfoliation.
Yes.
Oil cleansing at night.
Yes.
And using an oil water mix together in the morning.
Yes.
So simple, and you can tell from looking at Alison how great it works from her skin. So
you.
super simple insider tips, but so incredibly valuable. I love it. I really hope that you will try this at home, and I know that Alison will be happy to answer questions. If you try this and it turns into a big mess, or your skin doesn't feel good, post it in the comments below, because Alison has offered to come and answer questions for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself. How did you first get started, in being an esthetician, and what made you start to use only organic products?
Well, I've always had an affinity with skin since I was a child. I was the neighborhood babysitter, but often I would take the kids and I would say, mud masks. And I would go through the parents' cupboards and I would mix oatmeal and strawberry.
Nice.
I mean, the girls specifically loved it, but the boys did too. And I don't know why I did this. I look back and I'm like, that was so odd, but I was kind of a spa girl back when I was like 13, 14. And my siblings as well. So, and all my girlfriends, I would do makeover nights, and I would mainly just give facials.
Cool.
And as soon as I could afford it, I started getting facials probably at the age of like 21, 22, I found somebody, and then I became a facial hopper.
Yeah.
So, and what I mean by that is like, there was no one I really wanted to commit to because I thought, oh, there's something better around the corner. And I kind of like just hopped around and I finally found my person. And one day she was giving me a facial and I thought, this is what I want to do. And I was like 30.
Yep.
And I told her, and she hired me on as her personal assistant.
Cool.
So I wasn't giving facials. I didn't have any skill or schooling to back me, but I knew so much.
Yeah.
She was really taken aback and hired me. And then when I became pregnant with my son, I was on bed rest for the majority of my pregnancy. So I read a lot. I read a lot about pregnancy. I read a lot about babies. And I read a lot about skincare. And I learned being pregnant, that was the big aha that I had for things going into our body.
For a lot of women, that's the first time that they make the switch to natural products is when they're pregnant.
Yes. I was afraid to use lavender oil. I mean, and I was using Dr. Bonner's soap, but it was lavender. And I mean, I just got down to bare with everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you ended up going back and becoming an esthetician.
I did. When my son was 2, I decided to do weekend courses, and because I was a stay-at-home mom, and I just flew through. And when I was finished, I wound up working at an acupuncture office. That was my first job as an esthetician.
Nice. And you guys can probably see we are filming in Alison's facial room. I mean, it is just the most incredible place. There's a fireplace in front of us, which you can't actually see. So just having a facial with Alison is not just a facial, it is a total experience. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So yeah, you've created something really special here.
Thank you so much. Yes, that's my goal.
Yeah. Cool. So Alison, I've seen other places where people get facials and it's like a curtain sectioning off, like a corner of a spa or something. They've got a massage table and some bright lights and you lie down and they go in there and clean your skin. And obviously you have put incredible amount of effort into creating this amazing space. So, why do you need that for a facial? Like, how does taking care of your skin become like this experience?
Well, first of all, it is an experience. And I believe that everything in life should be an experience, and a beautiful experience at that. And like I said before, I was a facial hopper. So I would go to many different estheticians. I've been in the curtain space. I've been in the partitioned rooms, and really what would make my heart sing and in the person that I found is that they put everything into it. And it felt intimate. I think it's an intimate experience. I think you should have intimacy with your client, and I should be helping facilitate and teach them to have intimacy with themselves and ritual with themselves.
Right.
And to honor themselves.
And to deeply relax.
Yes. Relaxation.
So, Alison, for people who are here in Eugene or are visiting Eugene or want to make a special trip to Eugene now, how can they get in touch with you to book a facial? What services do you offer? Where can they find you?
So they can find me on my website it is AQUA Benedicta Spa.
And I'm going to post the link.
Yes, yes. Or they can email me at aquabenedictaspa@gmail.com.
Okay.
And of course, I have a phone number that you can call and book with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to put all the contact information below. And if you're in Eugene or you're ever visiting Eugene, I highly recommend finding time to have a facial with Alison.
Thank you. It's an experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much for coming on the show
Thank you,
today.
Dana. Thank you. So I'm going to miss myself. Would you like to miss?
I would love to miss before we start. I love that idea. Oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, now
Rose
I'm ready.
petal. Yes. Okay. Ready to go.
Okay.